All right. Game just wrapped up about 10 seconds ago. And I mean, look, you put up 59 points in a game, you score every single time you have the ball, unless you're kneeing the clock out. You're going to come away at least mostly satisfied. But I will say this did not look like a team that is ready to really go at it with the best in the country. And I'm not terribly surprised by that, but it is a little bit disappointing. I think that this offense is certainly ready for the big time, but I don't know, and I'm not really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen when this defense has to go up against Ohio State or Oregon. Maybe even offenses that aren't quite on that level, maybe even a tier below that. They don't look ready for that level of competition. But 59-24, the game was close. The score doesn't really do this game justice, if I'm being perfectly honest. This was a competitive game at one point. At one point, it was 31-24, and we couldn't stop the Cougars. We could not stop the Cougars' offense at all. We would get them occasionally into like 3rd and long, and then they'd just pick it up. And a lot of it was easy. A lot of it was just like, oh, 3rd and 12, I'm going to drop back and hit this slant route over the middle, and there's not going to be a defender within 3 yards of them, and you're basically giving them the free first down. So I know we were missing some guys. I know we were missing Davis, which is huge. He's probably our best defensive player. I know we were missing Parker, but we also got a lot of our defensive linemen back. So honestly, I came away from this one. I'm looking at the Cougars. I'm looking at what they did against Idaho. I'm looking at what they did against North Texas. And I got to be perfectly honest. This was not what I was looking for from the defense. So I know it's weird to come away from this game, a game where Demond Williams was amazing, Jonah Coleman was amazing, Denzel Boston was amazing. Like, I could talk about all these things, and I know some people might be wondering, why are you fixating on the defense in a game where your offense put up 59 points? But that's the side of the ball that needed to get a lot better this year, and I'm not really seeing it. Well, we'll find out more next week, but that defense is not going to hang against the best teams in the country. And again, I'm not saying that's the end of the world. I'm not saying that that was the expectation, but would have been nice. Please like this video, subscribe if you're new, click the bell, become a channel member for $2 a month. Those are the best ways to support the channel. So, hey, I will take the exciting game, right? That was a very exciting game for most of it. It wasn't until late in the 3rd that things really broke away. You had the pick 6, and then suddenly it felt like everything was fine late in the 4th. Doesn't really change the fact that we just saw one side of this ball is not ready for that higher level of competition, because, again, this is not even the Wazoo offense from last year. Wazoo's offense last year was pretty good. Wazoo's offense at least had a real quarterback in Mateer. Mateer was really good for them, and we've seen that Mateer's a very good quarterback in general. So that was one thing. This is something completely different. They got whatever they wanted for most of that first half and the first part of the 3rd quarter. I know it's a road game. I know it's a rivalry game, but I'm sorry. I can only take that so seriously when Wazoo has already showed me they are just not the kind of offense that should be doing much of anything against you. They put up, what, 10 points against North Texas? Hard to not get frustrated there. So that is something that I won't be able to really get over. And you guys won't be able to get over missing out on Sleeper. Let me tell you about them. Before I go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. If you're not using the Sleeper app for daily fantasy football this year, you are missing out on some great opportunities. Take a look on the left side of your screen right now. Look at all these great things you can do over there at any time you want to. Make all kinds of over-under picks. Let's take a look at my entry for this week. I got Bijan and Saquon scoring anytime touchdowns. I think both those guys are going to get in the end zone and help lead their team to big victories. I got Pat Mahomes going over 29.5 rushing yards. He's going to need to run the ball a lot because of the way that Chiefs offense is right now. And I got JSN going over 68.5 receiving yards. Got to keep going the over on JSN until he gives us a reason not to. You get on over to Sleeper, use my promo code SBN. You can get a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Opening up operations in Washington State in October. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. All right. Welcome back. So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird ones where, yeah, you covered the spread. You covered the spread with ease, by the way. And I will say this. I wasn't expecting Washington State to be playing their other quarterback. I know Potter didn't really play very much today. If I had known that, I may have thought a little bit different about this matchup. But it shouldn't matter that much. Like, this is not just about who the Wazoo quarterback is. This is a general deficiency in talent across the board over there. And they hung with you for those first 40 minutes approximately. Maybe even 45, 50 minutes. They were in there with you for close to 45 minutes of this game. And if they were the team that caught the lucky break with the turnover like we did with the pick six, who knows how this one can flip. And I understand that that didn't happen, so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But the point is, you should not be in a situation against Washington State where one play can completely flip the game. And it felt like we were in that spot for most of that game. I will admit it. And maybe this offense is so good it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's been a long time since we've had a failed drive. We're doing nothing but scoring points. Maybe we can just outscore everybody. Maybe we can beat Ohio State 40-41 or something. I don't know. I guess it's not impossible. But I was hoping for some improvement on that side of the ball, and so far through 3 games, I don't know if I've gotten it. Colorado State put up some points on us, and now Wazoo, until things got out of hand at the end there, they were kind of going up and down the field. All right, so next week the season really starts, and I want to be clear here. I'm not expecting a win. I'm not going to be upset if we don't win this game. I'm not going to be really disappointed if we lose or anything like that. That's not a reasonable expectation. Ohio State's probably the best team in the country. They're just better than us. Like, I understand that. But I want to see a defense that can hang with them. I want to see a defense that gives me reason to believe that we could hang against a team like Oregon down the line. I want to see a defense that isn't going to just give up points every time the other team has the ball. And getting some players back will be nice. Tacario Davis in particular, we really need that guy. But it's just not quite... It's not quite what I was hoping we would be at this year. It's close. And I'll say this. These games are fun. We have not had a failed drive since, early in the third or late in the second against Colorado State. That's amazing. But is that a formula that can get you to where you really want to get to? Probably not. Am I going to be okay with that? Am I going to be at peace with that? Because I wasn't really expecting it. Yeah, I guess. But at least we'll have some fun along the way. Right now, Jonah Coleman is legitimately contending for the Heisman. We're talking about 10 touchdowns in 3 games. He was dominant again today. And it's great to have a guy like that. I love watching Demond Williams. He's been almost perfect so far this season. I got nothing but nice things to say about that side of the ball, but I also don't think we're going to score every time we touch the ball against Ohio State. That doesn't seem realistic. Okay, so 3-0, a big win. It's a good win, but it does make you wonder, where does it ultimately go? See you guys later. Bow down to Washington. More stuff soon.